Good greetings, I'm Rusty Dog. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator and also welcome to Gatwick Airport, which is near London in the south of England, and we're looking at the Boeing 737-700 from PMDG. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to import your Simbrief flight plan into this plane. Just in case you don't know how to do it, it actually can be done quite easily. And I'm not going to be going through any steps from Navigraph or anything like that, because I'm not going to presume that you have a subscription to that. So I'm going to be skipping out any steps that I would use from there. We're just going to very simplistically go through the procedure of importing the flight plan and also going through the SIDs and stars and getting them into the plane until we can see the flight plan on the screen from start to finish. Okay. First thing we need to do then is jump inside the plane. Thankfully it's quieter in here because it's quite windy out there today. And we're going to be looking up here to power on the plane only to the point of getting ground power and setting up the GPS. The GPS is going to be important if we want to look at our flight plan later, so we're going to have to set that up right now. So let's flick the battery guard down and we'll do the emergency lights as well. And let's go on to ground power, which will probably cancel out those lights. There we go. So, important up here then is we need to switch to nav, and we want to turn this switch over to HDG SDS. There we go. Okay. So, these screens will light up like a Christmas tree momentarily. While they do that, let's take a look at Simbrief. So, in Simbrief then, we're going to be doing a small flight. I'm actually not going to be flying. I'm just going to set up the flight small. So I'm assuming you have an account with Simbrief. If you don't, just create one. It's free. It's a fantastic service that they have here. So once you've got your account set up, you want to go to the dispatch and come down to my flight plan. Now you probably already know the Simbrief part and how to fill it all in, but I'm going to run through it anyway, just for those who maybe would like to learn. So it's a very simple procedure, this. Alright, so let's create a new flight. Start from a brand new sheet of paper, so to speak. So, the airline. Well, I've just chosen the PMDG liveried plane today. I haven't put an airline on there. So let's just go PMD. That's as far as we can get. We can only do 3 letters. My flight number is going to be 2627. And I'm going to be departing from EGKK, which is Gatwick. I'm going to be arriving at LFPG, which is Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, the main airport. This is our alternate location, which I think is Brussels, I believe. And the airframe we're going to pick, let me see if I can get this on. No, you're not going to be able to see this. So I'm going to click airframe. There's going to be a pop-out. I already have the PMDG airframes in here. There's 2 of them. You can find them on. You can Google for them, I guess, or just go to flightsim.to. May have them. And I have the airframe for the 600 and 700. I don't think I have the 800. Yes, I do. So there's 2 of them. There's one where it holds 128 passengers, one where it holds 148. 148 is if you have a single seating arrangement where everything's economy. And if you have a 2-seating arrangement, like my plane does, then you're going to have first class and economy, or second class. And then, or business class and whatever it is. It doesn't matter. The 2 separate classes. And so you're going to have less seats, so it's going to be 128. And that's what I'm going to pick. Alright, so it's this one. And then you may want to change your altitude here. Sometimes when you're going on small flights, hour and a half or something, let's say an hour's flight, sometimes Simbrief can give you a rather high altitude, cruising altitude. But if you want to put in your own, you can just type in FL, whatever you want in there. That's going to remove the planned step climbs option though. But for this case, we'll leave it on auto and see what it gives us. So our departure runway is going to be 26 left, and our arrival runway is going to be 9 left. So it's going to be worth noting that down just for now. So 26 left to go out and 9 left to go in. It's funny because when I was testing this not too long back, when I say not too long back, I'm talking maybe 20 minutes ago, the arrival runway was also 26 left. So I guess winds have changed over in Paris. Anyway, so that's it basically. Just fill in your details up here, your departure, your arrival. The alternate will be put in automatically, and then I just leave everything else. You can change things if you need to. And that's it. And there's your pilot ID. So, as I said, I'm not going to go through any Navigraph stuff because I don't think it's necessary in this case. So once you've got everything here and you're satisfied with it, if you're not changing amount of passengers or whatever, then just click on Generate and go. Alright, that's it, it's all done. So, now we have our flight plan, and oh, it's picked a decent cruise. Okay, so we're at 23,000 feet cruising altitude. Brilliant, that's better. And here it is, so Gatwick, out we go, all the way. Great. So let's come down to here, and once we get to this operational flight plan, we'll scroll inside here, and we'll come down and have a look at our routing. Don't get mixed up with this one, this is the alternate route. As you can see, it's different. Yeah. So you've got your routing here, and as you can see, we're leaving EGKK on runway 26 left. The SID is Hardy 1X, and then we've got these waypoints in between, and then the last one is BBAX 9E. That's the star. We're going to have to note BBAX 9E and Hardy 1X. Okay, great. But that's for later. So that's our route. Brilliant. Now what we need to do is come further down, and we get to here where we can download the flight plan. Now you can, as it says here, you can download the Simbrief downloader straight from here, which is a separate app, which will, now that I've generated this flight in my Simbrief account, what this will do is it will pull that flight. If you want to run the client application, it will simply get the flight that I've just programmed in there, and it will save it to the appropriate place. However, this does the same thing, so you don't really need it, but this is a handy thing to have anyway. So for me, I would download it anyway, but I don't use it that much because it does it straight from the browser. So we're going to come down to PMDG flight plan. Now when I click download, I'm going to get Windows popping up a box asking me, where do you want to save this? So because you can't see it on the screen because I'm not in any desktop mode, so you cannot see this window, I'm going to put the folder where you need to save this to on the screen right now. And there should be 3 locations. There's one for the 737-700, one for the 600, and one for the 800. They're going to be different. Make sure you pick the right one for your aircraft. And once you put it in there, I'm going to just click Save on here. And that little beep is because I already have one in there, so I'm going to replace. Okay, so once you've got that saved out to the folder, I'll put the folder name in the video description, so if you need to copy and paste it, obviously you're going to have to change the username for yourself, but yeah, just change the username and you should be good to go. And anyway, Simbrief, if you're doing this from the browser, the cool thing with this is the next time you click, like if you jump back into the same plane again, let's say you go into the 700 for your next flight and click download, it will remember the folder. But don't forget, if you are, because the 737-700 folder is named 737 and that's it, don't forget that if you're now in the 600 or the 800 plane, you need to be saving into the 736 or 738 folder. Okay, don't be saving into the same folder. But make sure you've picked the right one. Once you've done that, we can now go back to here. and now we want to enter the IRS position. So let's just run through these steps. I'm going to assume you have the plane set up with all the equipment and displays and everything the way you like it. I already do. So let's go into FMC, and we want to go to position initialize, and let's go in here. So our reference airport today is EGKK, it's where we are, and the gate number is 18. Yeah. So gate number 18. If you have an airport that you can't see the gate number, well, you've got a couple of options. Either remember what gate it was when you when you chose it from the world map, or you'll just have to rely on what the GPS has picked up here. So as you can see, the gate number does match the GPS. So I'm going to use this number to feed it in here. This is telling the plane where we are. But if you are unsure about this, if you don't know the gate number or whatever, just select this number with the LS7 key instead. Or does it pop up? Yeah, LS7. So yeah, just select this one, because this is what the GPS has reported that the plane, where the plane is. This is obviously the coordinates of the airport itself. So because we have gate 18 and it matches, we're going to pick that. That'll copy it into the scratch pad. Is it scratch pad? Clipboard? I don't know. And we're just going to paste it into there, and that's it. Cool. So now the plane knows where it is. So let's go to route. Now then, you don't need to bother with origin or destination. Right, when you get here, the source airport will already be on the scratch pad here. So what you need to do is add on your arrival airport, which is LFPG in my case, which is Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. It's one we chose, and you put it into company route. Now then, if you did not save your PMDG flight plan into the correct folder, the chances are you will not get this activate coming up. It'll just give you an error instead. So the fact that you get this activate means you've done it right. And so you just click it. And once you've done that, click on execute, and that's it. If we go into the legs now, you'll see that the SID is there, then we've got the star here. But it doesn't look quite complete, does it? No. So the next thing, of course, is to go into the departure arrivals, and we're going to go into Gatwick departure, and we know that we're taking off on runway 26 left. Make sure that you select the runway before you select the SIDs or stars, okay? So we're going to select the runway first, and if you remember from the flight plan, it was Hardix, which was the SIDs, sorry. You select that, and then we're going to click execute. Go back to index, go to arrival, and we're landing at ILS 9 left. Again, that was on the Simbrief flight plan. And I'm going to have to refresh my memory which of these Biba ones it was. BBAX, I think it is. Let me just check on my routing. BBAX 9E it was. Okay, cool. So that's this one, Biba 9E. So we'll select that, and we're going to click transition. Like I said, I'm not going to go into any. You can pick one from Navigraph, I guess, but I'm not going to go into Navigraph or anything. I'm just going to leave it as it is, and we're going to click execute. And now if we go into our legs, we have got all the waypoints in between and the constraints here as well, but also there are some with dashes. Once you fill in your plane's performance data and everything, and your payloads and weights and balances and all that good stuff, it'll fill the rest of these in. So yeah, we're good. That's it. So what you want to do now is I'm just going to run through the pages. We have a discontinuity there. I'm probably just going to get rid of that one. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to this stuff. I'm just going to click on here, and I'm going to move it up to there and click execute. Alright, so let's take a look. Fact, if we go to, oh, it's put it in. There's the runway. So here's us in relation to the runway. We're good to go. So let's go up here, and we want to go to the flight plan mode. Guess we can leave it at 20 nautical mile range. And if we go to click on legs to get it back to the first page. So here's our takeoff, and then just use the step here, and we'll just run through everything, and we can see, hopefully this should get us all the way there. And there's, so we have the center fix, the final fix, so the next one should be the runway. And there it is, straight in, runway 9 left. There is your flight plan. Taking it back to map mode. I like to come down to 10 nautical miles for takeoff, and then as we get in the air, I'll start increasing the range, maybe to 40, maybe to 80, depending. If I put it all the way out, you can probably just about squeeze everything on there. That's it. You're done. That's your flight plan from Simbrief into the Boeing 737. Any questions, leave it in the comments, and I will be more than happy to try and help you out. I hope that helps you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.